mucha mama, aniyaw sang tatuka, undam mucha mama, aniyaw sang tatuka, ani mazaricha pila lagi selu magina jam, ani mazaricha pila lagi selu magina jam, undir mama I love, ani pachu pana little love, undir mama I love, ani pachu pana little love, ani mazaricha pila na takai taka kasa I love, ani mazaricha pila na takai taka kasa I love, ya ya maya ya, ya ya maya ya.
I'm sure you guessed it by now. It is a Goan recipe and I am going to be making a soul-soothing, flavoursome yet simple Goan fish curry. So there is a little story attached to this. This is an authentic Goan fish curry and I have learned from a Goan. She is my aunt. When I shifted to Mumbai and I started my career here in films, I stayed as a PG with her, and the best part was I learned all the amazing Goan recipes from her. Her name is Fat Auntie and she's a darling, and it's her birthday today, and I thought why not celebrate her birthday by making this recipe, because I'm missing her. She's in Goa and I'm here in Mumbai. So let's begin. In a small pan, I am just quickly going to dry roast the spices. So this is very simple. The best part about this curry is that it does not need a zillion spices like most Indian curries. It is very basic, very minimum, but still it has this superb depth of flavor. So I'm going to start roasting some dry spices. This is coriander seeds, this is cumin seeds, some black pepper. The black pepper completely depends on how much spicy you want it. Just till the spices turn lightly golden brown. I think this is done. I'll switch this off. This goes into the chutney jar. Few cloves of garlic. I've taken about 8 to 10 cloves of garlic. A small piece of ginger. I've taken 2 small red onions. I have soaked some Kashmiri red chilies. These have a beautiful color and it's important to soak them in hot water just for about 15 minutes. This is totally up to you how spicy you need it. Now with all of this, I'm going to add some grated coconut. I'm adding the same hot water which I soaked the chilies in, just to blend it. Now I'm adding some thick tamarind extract. I'm adding a little more coconut now. This is perfectly done. So one trick to a perfect fish curry is that you have to check that you don't find any granules in the paste. It has to be super smooth and creamy. So I have taken kingfish here today. This is half a kg of kingfish, that's surmai, and I have marinated this with a little bit of turmeric and salt for just about 15 to 20 minutes. That's all you need, because fish is a very tender meat, so you don't need to marinate it for too long. This is one of my favorite fish to go in this curry, and you can use any of the other white meat fish, that is silver pomfret, black pomfret. You could use ravas. Ravas tastes delicious. So I'm going to be making a surmai curry today. Always when you're buying a fish, see to it that the fish is really fresh, and when you touch the meat, it is tough and it is not soft. That means the fish is fresh, and also you would know if it smells bad. Now I'm using an earthen pot, guys. You have to try making this curry in an earthen pot, because you know with earthen pots the thing is that you have to slow cook, and anything that is slow cooked adds that much more flavor. I'm going to be adding some oil to this, and I'm keeping an extremely low flame. My base smells so delicious. It is so much flavoursome and yummy at this very moment, and look at the color. It is such a gorgeous fuchsia orange color. I love that. You know, you can also make this curry completely oil-free. I have added a little bit of oil because I wanted to just fry it a little bit. But actually, goan curry can be completely oil-free because the coconut itself releases a lot of oil. I like to fry it a little bit because I don't like the rawness from the onion and garlic. So I just fry it a bit, but not too much oil. Now while the paste is fine, I am going to start boiling the rice, the goan fish curry. It is best paired with steamed rice. Now you can see that the paste has already released oil, and this is all natural oil coming out from the coconut. So you just fry it till the coconut releases oil. Now in the same mixie jar, I have taken some water to clean it up. And I'm pouring in that water into the paste. You know, in my mind, I'm thinking, I just overboiled the rice. It's okay, it happens. In my mind, I've been thinking, Paranti is watching this right now, and she'll be like, has she, what has she put in it? Why is she doing this? But I'm telling you, this is exactly her recipe, and I hope she's approving of it. Paranti, approve it. It's yummy. Now I'm adding some salt. Be careful not to add too much salt as the fish already has some salt in it. And I'm going to be adding some kokum extract. You could also use the whole kokum. So I have added the tamarind extract, and now I'm adding kokum extract because I like the color that kokum extract gives. It gives a nice pink fuchsia color. And that's why I add both. It's not necessary, it's completely optional. You could just use tamarind paste, that works just fine. Now we're going to wait and bring this to a boil, after which we will add the fish. The curry started boiling now and it smells divine. Now once it starts boiling, then add the fish. So once you put the fish in, it is extremely important that you don't take a spatula and stir it. So the best part about earthen pot is it doesn't really heat up as much, so I can use bare hands. And I'm going to just pick this up and give it a bake. And it's going to all combine together beautifully. So there is no stirring the fish once it's dropped in the curry. So you're not going to end up with any brittle pieces of the fish. You need the surmai steak to be whole. And now bring this to boil. Rice is ready, and let's look at the curry now. Also, one more thing, I don't cover and cook the fish at all. You don't need to cover it because fish anyway cooks really fast, and I have kept a low flame because I'm using an earthen pot. Otherwise, there are chances of it cracking. You don't want that. Now what I'm doing is I've slit a few green chilies and I'm gonna just drop them. Love that green against that orange, looks so pretty. I think my fish is ready, it's cooked. And I'm gonna turn this off. I'm just gonna quickly taste it. It's perfect. The tanginess is perfect. If at all you feel that you need to add a little more tangy, just go add a little more extract of tamarind or kokum. For me, it's perfect. Oh my god. Thank you, Paranti, for this awesome recipe. I am so missing Goa. Guys, always eat with your hands, cook with your hands, feel the food. That's the best part. Curry is yummy. The mingling of the spices with the coconut and that fun tangy kick is yummy. That's what sets Goan curry apart. It's simple, elegant, flavoursome, soul food. That's what I call it. It's comfort food. Guys, you know the drill. Share, like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to try this at home and let me know in comments how it turns out.